सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Let us chant the first two verses. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. अथ नवमोऽध्यायः राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं तु ते गुह्यतमं प्रवक्ष्याम्यनसूयवे ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्। राजविद्या राजगुह्यं पवित्रमिदमुत्तमं प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यं सुसुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्। The 9th chapter begins by Bhagavan praising Arjuna and also glorifying the knowledge. So how does Bhagavan praise Arjuna? Arjuna, you have this great virtue. What is that great virtue? Anasuyave. you don't find fault with something good. Now, this is considered to be a great virtue in the spiritual path. Not finding fault. Finding fault is a tendency of an impure mind. Finding fault with things, beings, situations. World is same for everyone, but what are we seeing in this world? Are we seeing good things or bad things? Even in bad things, are we able to see good things? Then it's a great virtue. See, actually we don't see the world with our eyes. We see the world with our mind. So if the mind is colored, the world appears to be colored. Just like if you have to see through the window outside what is happening. If the window is colored, then whatever we see also appears to be colored. This is very true with the mind also. So if our mind is negative, automatically we will see only a negative world. But if our mind is pure, then we see a beautiful world around. So, if you want to know the ultimate reality, naturally the mind has to be ultimately pure, absolutely pure. So this qualification is absolutely a must in the path of spirituality. Highest reality demands greatest purity. Arjuna, you have this quality. You don't find fault with these teachings. Therefore, you deserve to get the best. And why is this knowledge the best? Rajavidya, Arjuna, this knowledge is royal knowledge. Rajaguhyam, it is a great secret, royal secret. Pavitramidam uttamam, it is pavitram, highly purifying. Uttamam, the best. It is the greatest purifier. Pratyaksha avagamam, it is something which can be directly experienced. Dharmyam, you don't have to walk the path of adharma to gain this. Walking the path of dharma itself is the way. Righteous path. Also, it is something which takes us to our own nature. Dharmyam. Susukham kartum. It is something which can be easily practiced by everyone. And then, as far as the result is concerned, avyayam. It gives imperishable results. It is not something which will go away. Once you get it, it is permanently yours. But Arjuna, what will happen to those people who don't pay attention to this knowledge? Next verse, verse number 3. Repeat once. Ashraddhadhanav purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Together. Ashraddhadhanav purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Ashraddhadhanav purushaha. Ashraddhadhanaha. Those people who have no shraddha, no faith, they don't give importance to this knowledge. They are busy in this world doing so many things, giving excuses and escaping from this knowledge. They have no time for the class, no time for satsang, etc. They are called as asaddhadhana purusha. So there is a general belief in the community that all this Bhagavad Gita class, etc. is meant for the retired people. Retired people, old people, good for nothing people. Those who are failures in life, they become spiritual. These are all the wrong notions. Now listen to what Bhagavan himself is saying. Those people who don't give importance to this knowledge, Bhagavan says, they only suffer. Two ways they suffer. Bhagavan says, aprapya mam nivartante. They don't attain me. So whenever in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says me, what we have to understand? Not that Yashodanandana Krishna. Okay? Not that Vasudevanandana Krishna. Devaki Nandana Krishna. No. In Bhagavad Gita, whenever Bhagavan says I, we have to understand it is a consciousness in us. So Bhagavan is always with us, as the consciousness in us, as the higher self in us, as the very essence in us. So whenever mom, I, me, etc. term is used, understand the Lord seated in our heart, that very consciousness is speaking to us. This way we have to understand. Not somebody who is born in some yuga. Which yuga? Dwapara yuga. No. That Bhagavan who is speaking is right here, right now, alive. Giving life to this whole body, this whole matter envelopments. This way we have to understand. Aprapya mam means what? They don't attain me. So who is that Bhagavan? That consciousness in us. What is his state? Infinite, immortal, blissful, ultimate truth. The very support of the whole world. Absolutely perfect. So that Bhagavan, aprapyama means what? They never attain that higher state. And what happens to them? Nivartante, they come back. Where do they come back? Mrityu samsara vartmani. Vartman means path. So they come back to this path. What is this path? The path of mrityu samsara. Two terms are used here. Mrityu samsara. Samsara means what? Samsarati iti samsara. Samsara means constant change. Samsaranam means constant change. So this world is characterized as an entity which is constantly changing. That is called as samsara. So what is our experience in this world? Stability or change? Change. You look at every aspect, there is constant change. At the body level, body is constantly changing. At the mind level, moods of the mind. We don't know which mood will possess us when. At the intellect level, our understanding about life, our philosophy about life, that also constantly change. Once I was traveling in a bus when I was a small boy. So we used to sit near the driver's seat. I'm talking of Kerala, okay? So I saw this driver driving the bus. So my philosophy at that time was, I must become a driver. You see, all people, their life is in his hands. So in life, that was my ambition. I should become a bus driver. So this way, how many times our philosophies have changed? What we value the most? How many times? As youngsters, generally, the philosophy is make lot of money. That is the way to happiness. But as you gradually become old, middle age, you come to know, no, there is something higher also in life. So this is called as samsara. Constant change at the body level, at the mind level, at the intellect level. Around our world also. When we were born, there were a set of people who were looking at us, smiling at us. But slowly, these set of faces, they change. At the time we die, there is another set of people smiling at us or crying at us. Depends on how you have lived your life. Anyway, these people around us also change. Relations change. So everything is a change. So one word for this world is change. Samsara. And who are we? We are the experiencers of this change. Now somebody may ask, Swamiji, isn't it good? Change. Because I always love change. But the problem with this change is, this change always ends up with a final change. And what is that final change? Mrityu, death. This is the problem. If it is a change for the positive, change for the good, wonderful. But the problem with this change in this world is, everything is decaying and dying. As we grow old, body becomes infirm. The body starts decaying. The ability of the sense organs starts decaying. A time comes when we become totally helpless. As somebody said, like fused bulbs. We are no more needed in the society. We are rejected by the society. Why? Money gone, power gone, strength gone, influence gone, everything gone. This is how generally the old age is. So this is the kind of change. It's a degrading change. And finally, what is that last change? At least at the physical level, it is mrityu. So therefore, this is what happens to a person who ignores this knowledge. That's the point. So therefore, when should we strive for this knowledge? After retirement? Or at a very young age? Yes. So please have this understanding. This knowledge should be gained as early as possible. Just like you acquire weapons for war after the war or before the war. All this, Gita study after retirement, etc. is like gathering the weapons after the war. Every one of us, we are in a battlefield. Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra is not only for Arjuna, it is for each and every one. We are all in a battlefield. Family life, professional life, they are all battlefields only. And in these battlefields, our instrument must be in good order. What is our instrument? The physical body and the mind. It is with the mind that you handle situations. If you have an irritable mind, you will mess up with all situations. But if you have a peaceful mind, you will handle all situations beautifully. But to have this peaceful mind, you must have right understanding about life. And Bhagavad Gita is all about right understanding. So those people who ignore this knowledge and then live their life, you will always find that they mess up with their life. It is something like closing the eyes and walking. Hey, why don't you open the eyes? No, I am so busy. I'm a very busy person. I have no time to open the eyes. Busy walking. Where are you going? First know, then do. Bhagavad Gita is knowing, understanding. First understand, what is life? Why am I here? What is the purpose of life? Once clarity is there, then every action of yours will take you towards the goal. Otherwise, you don't know where you are going. Many times you are going the other way. After traveling a long distance, you come to know, oh, I have missed the path. What a waste of time. So therefore, give up this wrong notion that Bhagavad Gita is for the retired people, old people. No. As early as possible, you must practice this. Because this knowledge can give you strength. And the real strength is peace of mind, clarity in thinking. When your thinking is clear, then you really know what you are doing, why you are doing, whether you are progressing towards the goal or not. Everything becomes clear. Right understanding becomes like the dials on the dashboard. When you are driving a vehicle, those dials are very important. Looking at the dials, you know the condition of the vehicle, the progress of the vehicle. In the same way, these teachings of Bhagavad Gita becomes a dial. Are you progressing in the right direction? Are you inching towards your goal? So therefore Bhagavan says, those people who ignore this knowledge don't value this knowledge. They are so busy in their outer world that they have no time for satsang, no time for meditation, no time for any spiritual activity. Arjuna, they are lost. They will only suffer. So therefore, may you not do this mistake. That is the point. So one verse to glorify knowledge. The other verse in order to indicate to our state if we ignore this knowledge. How we are blessed when we choose this knowledge. How we suffer when we ignore this knowledge. And now, after this, Bhagavan gives the knowledge. So that was the promise in the first verse. I will give you. Te jnanam pravakshyami. That was the promise. So that promise is fulfilled in verse number 4 and 5. So this is the core of this chapter. Verse number 4 and verse number 5. Let us chant them. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakthamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham teshvavasthitah. Together, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakthamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham teshvavasthitah na cha matsthani bhutani Pashya me yogamaishwaram Bhuta bhrunna cha bhutastha Mamatma bhuta bhavanah Na cha matsthani bhutani Pashya me yogamaishwaram Bhuta bhrunna cha bhutastha Mamatma bhuta bhavana. So in verse number 5 it is written bhutasto. So when we chant, we break. So when we break, we have to break the sandhi also. So then that term becomes bhutastha. When it is together, it is bhutasto. Since we are breaking, since there is a pause, we chant it as bhutastha. Right. So now, these two words are called as naughty verses. Naughty verses. Which naughty? N-A-U-G-S-T-Y and also K-N-O-T-T-Y. Both ways. So we all know who is the one who is dictating Bhagavad Gita in the entire Mahabharata. In fact, the entire Mahabharata is a dictation. Dictation by whom? Veda Vyasa Rishi. And who is the writer, the stenographer? Ganesha Bhagavan. Correct? So there is a condition also. What is the condition? So Vyasa Rishi requested Ganesha Bhagavan. Ganesha Bhagavan put a condition. What is the condition? You should continuously go on dictating. I will not stop. That was the condition. Then Vyasa Rishi also put a condition. What is the condition? Whatever you write, you must understand it and write. This is the condition. So whenever Vyasa Rishi had to take a break, so he would put such verses where you have to think deep. Confusing verses. So there are some few instances in Bhagavad Gita where such verses are presented. This is one such place. Now, let us see the meaning of these verses. So what Bhagavan says? So this is the knowledge. Idam sarvam jagat. All this world, Maya tatam. Tatam is pervaded. Maya, by me. Idam sarvam jagat maya tatam. This whole world is pervaded by me. I am present in this whole world. Bhagavan, if you are present in this whole world, why is it that we are not seeing you? If you are present, then you should be seen. Arjuna, avyaktamurtina maya tatam. In my unmanifest form, avyaktamurti. Avyakta means unmanifest. Murti means form. In my unmanifest form, I am pervading this whole world. So what do you mean by vyaktam, manifest, and avyaktam, unmanifest? Anything which can be perceived by our senses is called vyaktam. What are our senses, sense organs of knowledge? Eyes. With eyes we see the color, form, etc. Second one, ears, we hear, we gain the knowledge of sound. Then third one, skin, we feel, heat, cold, etc. we gain the knowledge. Nose, we smell, we gain the knowledge of fragrance, etc. And then tongue, taste. So pancha jnanendriyas. So when we are able to perceive any sense object with our 5 sense organs, then that thing is called vyaktam. So, what is Bhagavan saying here? Avyaktamurtina maya tatam. I pervade the whole world in my unmanifest form. What does it mean? With our sense organs, we will never be able to perceive Bhagavan. If you are perceiving it, then there is some problem with perception. Okay? Bhagavan, can you elaborate a little so that we are able to understand? Yes. Now comes the confusing part. Statement number 1. Matsthani sarvabhutani. Sarvabhutani matsthani. All beings exist in me. That is statement number 1. Statement number 2. Nacha aham teshu avasthitah. Aham teshu na avasthitah. I don't exist in them. What is the first statement? All the beings exist in me. Statement number 1. Statement number 2. I don't exist in them. Okay. Statement number 3. Nacha matsthani bhutani. They don't exist in me also. What is the problem with this statement? All beings exist in me. Statement number 1. I don't exist in them. Statement number 2. Statement number 3. They also don't exist in me. What is the problem? First statement and third statement is outright contradiction. First statement says, all exist in me. Third statement says, they don't exist in me. Pashyame yogamaishwaram. Arjuna, see my divine yoga. What have you understood? So let us also take a break. Think on these verses for yourself. I give you 1 week time. Okay. In more detail, we will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।